Masters of the Cash. Gary B, the casual comic guy here, and joining me on Tuesday, as always, the man with the fattest stack of comics in the land. Rob, how you doing tonight, sir?
Hola, señor. ¿Qué pasa?
All right, I'm doing well. And another co-host this evening, basically a regular on the channel now. We have, I'm messing this up. We have Steve White down in
down
the
there.
Yes, down there.
Hey, good evening. Good day, eh?
There we go.
Oh, he's from Australia now.
Right.
Watch out.
And of course, the guest of honor making her second appearance on the 1011 and bringing with her a bunch of books. We have officially unofficial geek Carrie. How you doing tonight, Carrie?
I'm doing fabulous. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me. All that jazz.
Oh, thanks for coming back on. I appreciate it.
Jazz hands too.
You know, I was trying to get some people who had only been on once back on again for a second showing because we always have more than 10 books, right?
I think that like I went back and watched, like kind of like perused my first appearance just to make sure I wasn't going to bring any repeats in, you know? And I was like, one of the first things I mentioned was like, I could totally do this again because I wanted to like pick 20.
Right.
And that was the first thing I mentioned. Like, I think it was one of the first things I said when I was here before that was something I could have done. So
it was really tough for me when I did mine because I only have 30 comics.
Right. That's it. And they're all in his wall. That's all he has.
Only 30.
Rob lives on a throne of lies.
Some of us are more gifted than others, I guess. I don't know. Like, so
right. So Carrie, give us the quick 2-minute who you are, what your channel's about, what your IG's about, where people who are just discovering you for the first time can get a hold of you and what they can expect.
Okay, because this has changed recently a little bit, just a little bit. So my name is Carrie Quinn. I am the officially unofficial geek, but if that's too much for you to say, you can just call me the OUG because that's what most people call me. I do a lot of reviews, a lot of comics, movies, books, commentary on popular culture, and I just recently started doing some author tube content as well on my YouTube channel because I am also a writer and author. I have published self-published 3 poetry books on Amazon. Those are available. You can usually find those information for those in the descriptions of any of my videos lately. I am currently in the middle of writing. I've been currently in the middle of writing a couple of comic book scripts, just looking for the right artists. And also I am currently in the middle of writing a new adult contemporary novel.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
So you've been busy.
I'm about a little, probably, I think if I were to do the numbers, I'm a little bit over 15,000 words in on that one.
Yikes.
Oh, nice.
I have difficulty writing
congratulations. All right, we're going to go say hi to the chat real quick. And then after we say hi to the chat, we're going to do our hashtag community sizzle reel for the evening. Then we're going to come back to you, Carrie, and let you show us your first book. But
Awesome.
First, this evening, we have Las Cruces. James, good evening, sir. Nice to see you. Followed up by another great supporter, Kevin. Nice to see you, Kevin. I found him some nice books at my LCS today. So
Kevin just started following me on Instagram today. So hi, Kevin.
Yeah, he found you through this.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have getting down here, we have Jerry the Jitterbug, one of my all-time favorite people.
Jerry.
We have Paul from Psychedelic Comics. Good evening, sir. Nice to see you. We have Brad Walbor. How you doing tonight, Brad?
My White
Steve
Walker
White,
brother.
who's here with us.
My princess.
Right, and I think I saw a Mark Andrews appearance in here too. We have Jean Malot. Good evening, Jean. Mark Andrews, nice to see you, sir. Thank you for tuning in, buddy. We have Milt Miller here. How you doing, Milt? Nice to see you, bud.
Hi.
And we're getting there. We have CJ Comic Journey. Nice to see you tonight, Nick. Thanks for coming in, buddy.
Ooh,
there is a little naughty business. Yes, that should be in the book. Yeah.
Oh. Chuck Hensey, how you doing tonight, sir? Chuck Hensey, you'd be proud. I had a great pickup of some Atlas Seaboard books.
No,
so we are caught up
on Only Slabs.
We are caught up for the moment, and we're going to get to this hashtag community sizzle reel. Now, for all of you out there watching, if you want to be featured in a video in your own voice, shouting out yourself the way that you want to be presented, shoot a 30 to 40-second video or up to a minute, I'll allow, and send it to me, and I'll play it at the end of a video. Then you'll go on a highlight reel on a Sunday, and people can find your links in my description, and they can go sub you up. Been having a lot of fun with it, and I've had some great participants so far. Philtastic, Simple Simon, this guy you're going to see here, Nick's Kicks and Comics. So we've been having a lot of fun, but without further ado, here is Dope Comics.
What is up, everybody? I am Dope, your idiot leader, and this is Dope Comics. If you're into postcode horror, pre-code horror, Silver Age horror, modern horror, copper horror, bronze horror, indie horror, or even what I call Marvel horror, which is Hulk and like Ghost Rider, come check out the channel. My YouTube channel is Dope Comics. Check it out. And remember to always read your books.
All right, and that was our hashtag community sizzle reel for this evening, guys. So if you haven't checked out Dope Comics, please do so. Now, Carrie, we're going to turn the floor back over to you, and let's get started with your first comic tonight. And Caroline's joined us.
First comment of many. Okay.
Right.
Okay, so I wanted to say hi to Miss So and Lady Fantastic. Just entered the chat as well. I saw that during the highlight reel or the sizzle reel there. So as you guys know, I am a big DC Comics head. I read a lot of DC Comics. I read some Marvel, but not so much. It's mostly DC. So that is definitely going to be represented very well here this evening.
Nice.
Collect
what you love, right? I think I heard a fat man with a fat stack of comics say that somewhere.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
And one of the things I noticed from my last time I was on, Rob was totally down with the whole DC thing. So yeah, I'm bringing the DC heat again this evening. So yeah.
Excellent.
And in particular, when we want to talk about heat, when it comes to DC, we definitely talking about the Sirens. Woo. And we got Sirens #2 with this lovely, lovely Selena Kyle cover here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Isn't that something?
Yay.
That is phenomenal.
Claws out, kitty.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one before.
Oh, as I mentioned before, my goal is to eventually someday collect everything Harley Quinn. And considering it's a Sirens book, I gotta have it, right? So I was at an event last spring, right after I moved to Indianapolis. It's called Geek Meet Indie, and this is one of the books that I picked up, was the Gotham City Sirens #2.
Now, who's the artist on the cover? We have that Milt Miller's asking if you know.
Oh my goodness.
And yeah, we'll get excited on behalf of Joe.
And again, while she's looking at that, I just wanted to say thank you once again to Nick Comic Journey for the $10 super chat. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So let's take a look here, because
Collecting
I see
Elva an endeavor, given that there's like a trillion one-offs, one-shots, special shots, and I know I have.
It always gives you something to chase.
There's boxes and boxes of Harley Quinn books in my garage.
Oh, and it might be Guillaume March.
Yes, because I saw the March on the signature, but yes, Guillaume March. Yes.
And Gore is a fountain of knowledge. Thank you very much, Gore. Appreciate it, bud. Nice to see you. And that is a great cover. And because the close-up shots, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. So
especially when she looks all snarly and angry like that, like
right. I mean, it's Catwoman. You gotta have a little sass, right?
Of course. Well, what is sass without? What is the Sirens without the sass?
Right.
You got to make the alarms go off. That's why they're there.
See, that should be the tagline. Sirens. You got to make the alarms go off.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of on the point, isn't it?
right?
Mhm.
All right,
If you
book
can
number
excuse the
2.
fact that I'm drinking coffee out of a Halloween mug, because for people like me, every day needs to be
It's
Halloween.
Halloween. Yes, ministry
Yeah.
said so. It's got to be true.
You got Chuck
Oh,
saying
nothing wrong
the
with that.
reflection on the goggles is great, and Lady
Mhm.
F is saying that she can relate to snarly and angry. Well, I
Oh,
don't
she
think I've
definitely,
ever seen her be snarly or angry.
and I think
Not ever
Lady
once.
Fantastic definitely understands that I can relate to snarly and angry. She recently started. We're friends now on Facebook, and I definitely see some of her really cool posts, and I really enjoy being in her orbit because I've said it before. I'll say it again. When I grow up, I want to be like Lady Fantastic.
Oh, Caroline's awesome.
Many people
So,
have said that.
And I found her through Whack Comics. So
oh, okay. Nice.
all right, book number 2, ma'am.
Okay, so I recently switched LCSs because my old LCS didn't went through a move starting at the beginning, like late September, beginning of October, and they like never stopped. In fact, they're moving again, and they didn't even get fully settled. But I went to this new LCS, which is not new, but new to me. Like they've been in the business for like 40 years,
Right.
like over 40 years.
Mhm.
And they were recently having an artist come in and do an appearance. And I was like, hey, I'm going to be picking up my comics. What the hell? I'll check it out. Well, I met the reason why he was doing the appearance is because he's been doing the cover A of the Alice Cooper Dynamite book. His name's
Okay.
Baker.
Yeah.
Very nice gentleman. Have met him twice now total. Very nice gentleman. Remembered me, everything like that on the second time. So I figured I would show off the other book I got from him.
Oh,
which
nice.
is a You're the Villain Joker 1, which he did sign.
That is cool.
Mostly because I walked up to him and I started looking at some of his prints there and his artwork, and I was like, wow, you definitely have a Bill Sienkiewicz inspiration here. And he thought it was cool that I recognized that Bill Sienkiewicz definitely had an inspiration on him. So we got talking, we talked Batman, we talked Bill Sienkiewicz, all that. So.
And I'm sorry, can you say the artist again?
Stuart Sager.
There you go. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I had missed it, so I didn't. I had to know.
It almost does look like a painted cover, doesn't it?
It does, and he has a ton of art just like this. I covet this one piece of his that one of my favorite versions of Catwoman is the Silver Age Catwoman. And he has this piece that has her front and center, and I love it. And I did not have enough money the second time I saw him to buy a print, but I'm totally gonna buy one next time. It's awesome.
Those prints
Well,
can
at
get
least it's a
bloody
print, so
pricey.
you know you can get one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, Steve. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying they can get pretty pricey. I know when I go to the cons and I look through some of the artist prints and the ones that I want, and they're just, oh my God, the price of them is just ridiculous sometimes.
And the thing is, it's like I'm not even mad at them because it's just like
no, you can't be.
You gotta. Sometimes I think people price their stuff too low.
Yeah, it's their intellectual property. I mean, it's the one of sometimes, you're getting the original.
Mm-hmm.
Like I saw
Mm-hmm.
Mike Walsh at one of the cons there, and he had the cover for the first the coin that he did, and he wanted like $2,000 the silver coin, and he wanted $2,000 for the original cover art for that first issue.
Silver coin is so good.
Oh,
I
man,
love silver coin.
I wanted to pull the trigger on that one so bad.
Well, I can tell you that it was nowhere near $2,000 what I was looking at, but yeah, it was like right before my next payday from work, so it was like I can't do that right now because I ended up buying some other stuff. So, but I'm definitely going to.
It's always
to
something, isn't it?
It's always something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to be an adult, and also you want to buy all the art, and yeah.
Why do I have to be an adult?
Yeah, exactly.
I ask myself that question every day.
You got Mark Andrews, Carrie. He's got some information for you. Kidneys are going for at least 2,000, aren't they?
There is a history. There is a diabetic history in my family. I should probably keep both my kidneys.
No. Sell your boyfriend's kidneys. No one said it had to be yours.
She's plotting now.
I know he's listening off stage, so we got to draw him in and pick on him a little bit too.
Oh yeah, he is in the next room watching. I'm sure. So
he's gonna wake up in that ice bath, and there's gonna be new art hanging up in your room.
You know what he would say to that though? Like, no, never seriously. But what he would say is, if you're going to do that, you cannot get something that just you enjoy. Okay, if you're going to be using my kidney, you're going to have to get me the first appearance of Jonah Hex.
Oh yeah, there you
that
go.
Is I think I heard him say something in the next room over.
He's in there going, yeah.
If you're going to use my kidney, you're going to be getting me something really pretty that's Jonah Hex. Okay, and that him or got some rare Conan or something like that, but definitely Jonah Hex is like one of his favorites, and you never see Jonah Hex. The main takeaway
here is he didn't say no to taking his kidneys, so. All right, number 3, Carrie.
Yeah, we better get this thing back on the rails here.
Okay, so let's go ahead and we're gonna bring some Harley Quinn into this, and we're gonna bring in a cover. This is a signed book, not by the cover artist. Oh gosh, if I had the cover artist signed on this book, it would just be beautiful. But the writer of the book did it. It's from Harley's Little Black Book. It's the Green Lantern issue. And that art is Darwin Cook.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
And as you can see, it's signed by the author there.
Got that Scotty Young look to it.
Mm-hmm.
Cartoony.
You had got some of these too, didn't you, Rob?
I have the whole run. I just don't have the variant. This is a variant cover I don't have.
Mm-hmm. This was actually gifted to me from a mutual friend of me and my boyfriend's.
Nice.
Yeah.
And it's tough being a collector in this age with how many variant covers there are.
Oh, I know, it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've resigned myself to doing mostly just the cover A lately, because that's just easiest, and with how much stuff I'm doing, it's just easiest to be like, okay, cover A. But every once in a while something does catch my eye, and it's just I have to have it. And
the Harley run that's been going on right now, it's been B covers since day one for me. The B covers have been supremely better than the A cover.
I actually very much enjoy the Sweeney Boo covers. I do. But that the first run that I have all of it for is the Stephanie Phillips run.
Oh, okay.
With the Derek Chu, the cover B I think I have a full cover B.
Yeah.
Run of that one.
CJ asking if that came in a sealed black bag, that cover.
I would have to ask the original owner. I do not know.
No. I'm not a Harley fan, but there was a cover that was so pretty a couple months ago that even I almost bought it. They painted it like a noir crime movie poster.
Oh,
it was incredible.
I have it.
It's beautiful.
Oh yeah, and they did one recently for Catwoman as well.
I saw that on a thing. I'm like, this is so good. They might make me buy a Harley book.
I've said that once or twice about Conan, but then I came to my senses.
I would say, as Harley books go, storyline wise, then you can bow out of this one.
This whole run has been awful.
You're not enjoying the Teenie Howard storyline with Harley.
The interior art's been so bad that it's gotten me. This one is the one you're talking about.
Yes,
Gary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
The interior art was so bad on the run that it's just it was difficult to read, and then the silly stuff with the hyena gods and stuff is just like, oh, you guys just get me back the Amanda Connor stuff and let me have some fun there, because that was the best.
Well, major problem I'm having, I don't necessarily have a problem with the art. For me, it's the writing. It's the storyline that's going on right now, which really is disappointing because I am thoroughly enjoying Teenie Howard's run on Catwoman. But it feels like the Harley Quinn in Teenie Howard's run has taken a step back from the Harley Quinn that was in Stephanie Phillips's run. Like the progression of the character and everything like that took a step back. Plus, one of my favorite things in the Stephanie Phillips run was Kevin, her friend Kevin, and Kevin has been almost non-existent in this run.
Yeah, I haven't cared for any of it. I love the Amanda Connor stuff, the stuff that they've done with the animated stuff has been phenomenal. Even the red, white, and black or whatever it was good. And
the Connor Palamodi run is really one of those gold standards.
Redefine the character.
Because it redefined the character, but it also I want to say it took the character and gave it more of a widespread arc of just kind of evolving the character and
emancipated
what you had is the beginnings of really showing yes, Harley Quinn is silly, Harley Quinn is meant to be fun, but Harley Quinn is smart.
She's smart. Yeah. She breaks the fourth wall. Sure, some of that. Although Red Tool did more of it, but her getting past the Joker and really moving and all that stuff and becoming independent rather than a codependent was
exactly
sidekick.
And one of the things that Teenie Howard's run has done is insinuated a codependence on Poison Ivy.
That's fair. Replaced one with a different one, but
no, is Poison Ivy definitely a better thing to be dependent on?
Yes.
Okay,
they're both better
I will say Poison Ivy is, with good reason, Harley Quinn's true love. One true love. Just no, hands down. Okay. But there was just moments in this run where I've been inching my way through it where she's just like, I'm just going to sit around and just wait for my girlfriend to get home. Well, no, that's not Harley Quinn.
Yeah, there's a bit of laziness with the obsessiveness and Well, anyways, before Gary crazy talking about.
Well, I'm just not a Teenie Howard fan as a writer.
I know. If we substituted for Red Sonja, you'd be fine. But
no, like she wrote some stuff that I collect, and it was literally not the best arcs for those characters.
I'm loving her Catwoman run, loving it, and that's what made, because she'd been doing the Catwoman run a little bit before she jumped into Harley. And I was like, okay, she's gonna do Harley, and it's gonna be cool, and it's gonna be great. And then it fell flat for me.
Oh, that's too bad.
So disappointing.
All
right, book 4.
Let's do this. Speaking of the Dark Knight, we have Batman 137. This is a variant cover. This is done. It's the 1 in 50 variant cover. Joe Esqueda and Kevin Nowlan.
That's cool.
This is in the middle of the Gotham War. Recently, you have the kitties. Jumping on Batman.
I'm sure he's loving it.
The cat and the bat.
He's not having a good time in this run.
This was gifted.
The shadow work on that cover is great.
This was gifted to me by you guys know Robbie, Pop Culture Philosophers. He does a show with Dynamite with the EXP that does comic collectibles sales. And this is a comic that they had up for sale. And I had mentioned, I was like, oh my God, I love the one where the kitties are like jumping on Batman's back. and there was somebody that had, and I'd been in the chat a lot, so we are all familiar with each other. And there was someone in the chat was like, "Oh, you like that one, OUG? Okay, well, I'm buying it for her."
Jeez, and I want a 50.
Nice.
It's a good present.
It's lovely. It's very, very lovely, and I love it. And I've been loving Batman Run, Chip Zdarsky. Been loving that as well.
Chip's a good writer.
Mm-hmm. I'm very, very pleased with his run. I'm also equally, if not more, pleased with the Ron V Detective Comics run.
Well, there's a few people here saying that Detective is the best Batman book out there right now.
Yes,
but the Ron V has a lot of fans. I mean, as does Chip. I think Chip's heading over to Avengers Twilight too, I believe, next.
He is on it currently. I think the first issue just came out.
Did it this week? Okay.
Last week.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't collect the Avengers because it's just one more rabbit hole I can't get in.
We have it sitting in our pull stack because my boyfriend was like, "Hey, I wanted that," and I was like, "Oh my goodness, yet another thing." And I was like, "Okay, I don't think I'm going to read it, but we'll totally."
And it's tough because it has two characters on the team I love, with Captain Marvel and She-Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a good run. Jed McKay is an awesome writer.
He is.
He's done it justice. Like, it's been a really entertaining story.
Mm-hmm.
I've loved everything he's done with the Black Cat. All right, number 5 before we go off on a Black Cat tangent.
Okay,
here.
yeah, that'll be the next thing.
Let's see here. More Batman. We have Batman 442. The part 5 of 5 in A Lonely Place of Dying. George Perez cover. This is not the first appearance of Tim Drake, but it's the first appearance of Tim Drake in the Robin suit.
Right.
George Perez goodness.
Yep, gotta love it. I just recently added this to my collection.
Nice.
Is Tim Drake your favorite Robin, Carrie?
No, it is not.
Okay. Who's your favorite?
Is it Mr. Buns?
I'm sorry, who?
Mr. Buns.
Oh, Dick Grayson? No.
Of course. Oh, okay.
No. Tim Drake is my boyfriend's favorite Batman or favorite Robin.
Mm-hmm. Sign of an intelligent man.
He is. He is very, very smart guy. My favorite Robin.
Well, you already died. You're either Damian Wayne or Jason Todd. So.
I'll just
no.
You're gonna go with.
There's
a new one now.
Yes.
Yeah.
There is Stephanie Brown was Robin for a hot minute. And you have Carrie Kelly. Carrie Kelly is probably my favorite.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Huh.
Carrie Kelly. If I had to pick a continuity, like main continuity Robin, I am actually very fond of Damian.
He's gotten very interesting. Definitely much better than he was early on, and I do love the dynamic when he and in the Batman and Robin, where him and Batman are working together versus when they're at odds. I think is
I'm really loving that storyline right now. That's going on. Yeah. But
I know a lot of the main titles are doing really well now. Now they just got to get Spider-Man on track for Rob.
They did that with or hopefully they're doing that with our Ultimate Universe.
Now,
yeah,
isn't
that's
it?
Been good.
Is that the one where? Because I am not big on Spider-Man.
That's fair.
Is that the one where they are kind of just? It's like a reboot where he's like 35.
Yeah,
it's a different universe. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
But yes, they're starting him where he's off, where he's been happy, he's married, he's got kids, and now he's going to get the spider powers later in life. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I imagine has any part of that come out yet, or
just the first issue?
The first one, yeah.
The first issue,
Okay.
yeah.
It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell from just the first issue, but are you liking it, or?
The first issue was a very good place to establish our Getfold and leaves you very optimistic.
Okay.
Now, knowing Marvel and their love of beating the crap Spider-Man, that can turn in a dime really fast. But
right,
we're eternally hopeful. because the last really good Spider-Man run was Renew Your Vows, when they did this, where he and Mary Jane were back together again. So,
and that's why I keep hoping that they don't break them up again this run. That gets old. Every writer.
yeah, they can do that in the main universe if they give me this universe. I mean, it's fine. But we're off topic, so
yes. All right, number 6,
Again.
Gary.
it's Gary's fault this time.
That's all right.
Okay.
It could be my fault.
So we have another. This is one I bought from the EXP, and it is the Breaking of the Bat.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, Bane. There
And you
we
even
go.
have the half cover on it. A lot of
Mhm.
people don't have the half part.
Yeah, this is a purchase I made. So Batman $4.97. Yeah, Breaking of the Bat, Nightfall.
And those last two are really nice, affordable keys for anyone that's a Batman fan.
Mhm.
There's a variant on this too.
Yeah, there's
actually.
they did a there's more than one printing, isn't there, of this one?
This is
Yeah,
the
but
second printing.
Yeah.
But there's also I think it's either a newsstand. I'll look it up, but there's a one that's got a completely different cover. That was like either the new, I think it was the newsstand variant.
I think you're right on that
It's
one. Yeah.
really difficult to get a hold of.
Yeah.
Good cover though.
But I wanna let people know that I bought that from a show the EXP did with Comics with Bueller. They do a regular weekly one. Bueller has been taking the commission that he gets off of the sales from that and has been donating it to fellow community member Jen.
Yeah.
Comics Will Break Your Heart.
Yep.
In her cancer battle. So it was important to at least buy something from one of those sales. So that's from one of those sales.
Nice.
That's excellent.
Oh, you know what? I was thinking of 500. Never mind.
Oh, it's a different one.
500 was the different one. Yeah.
Yeah, 500 was one where everybody's used to seeing the one cover with Azrael swooping in, but then there's a completely different variant cover.
And I love that Azrael is like, spoiler alert, Azrael is showing up in Detective right now. So
Right. In the old Azrael bat costume, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's got his own little fan base. I was never a fan of Azrael.
Oh,
No.
well, that's another one that my boyfriend really likes is Azrael. He likes those stories and that character.
And Mark's saying there's 5
Yeah,
variants.
5
of
variants.
490s.
Yeah, there's like because but the
497.
most of them are like, I think they're all the same cover though. They're just different printings and such.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's just when you put out there that you're breaking Batman's back,
That's right. It was
people bought it even if they
We're-
weren't reading it.
We're
because-
replacing Batman.
Yeah.
All right, number 7.
Okay.
Well, that's cool. You're getting a lot of your bat keys out of the way. Now you just got to keep your boyfriend out of them.
Oh, he has his own stuff.
There
He
you
has
go.
his own stuff that's part of the collection. Well, our collection is shared, okay, but he has definite stuff that he's added to it. Like he's got a lot of, like I was mentioning, Jonah Hex that he has that's a part of it. That's the one thing that off the top of my head that's his is Jonah Hex.
See, I like that. That's it. I like the niche collecting like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, because for him, he is all about story. He just wants to read the stories. He typically, unless it's a piece of art that really grabs him, he is all about I'm just reading the story. I don't care about the cover.
They got to bring Jonah Hex back for him then and get him in some more stories.
He has
Yeah.
been trying to influence whoever he can on social media. One of the people that regularly talks about it, with good reason, is Jimmy Palamotti. Jimmy Palamotti will talk about it every so often on Twitter about Jonah Hex because he did the run with Justin Gray. And that's one of the ones that my boyfriend really loves, some of the artwork and cover art from that.
Did he like the Hex series that was just called Hex?
I don't know if he necessarily liked it, but we do have some of the covers. We do have some of them. Yeah, I don't know. He would. We would have to get him to answer that for himself. I wouldn't know for sure. Yeah.
All right, number 7, ma'am.
Okay, so a foil Batman Day cover.
That is awesome.
The
from Jim Lee.
Yeah,
This is the beginning of Hush.
Great series.
I love Hush. I love it. I will sing it from the rooftops. I will call it out across this great nation.
And I'm sure we'll see it in live action at some point here.
From your lips to the God's ears, sir, because I know that
Joker so many times.
I know that I get ragged on a little bit for my love of Hush, and I'm going to tell you why I love Hush. Because I am a woman that likes cool. Let's make them fight. Let's blow stuff up. Let's intrigue, fighting, violence. I like that. I do. But I also like the romance. And Hush has it. There's this wonderful, you've got the whole, who's Hush? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on here? Blah, blah, blah. But the main story, I believe, that just encompasses the whole feeling of Batman Hush is Bruce Batman dealing with the fact that he's into Selina Kyle. Totally losing his mind over Selina Kyle. Can't stop thinking about her. Can't stop, and she's everywhere. She's everywhere. And you're like Dick Grayson is like, man, you gotta tell her. You gotta tell her you're Batman. Because they have that dynamic as Catwoman and Batman, and then they have the dynamic as Bruce and Selina too.
Right.
And eventually they have to come together and be like, you know what? I'm Batman. And I know you're Catwoman. And it's just, if there was a theme song to Hush, it would be, I think, Usher's Caught Up. If you've ever heard that song. Yeah. He's talking about all of my homies think, the girls just got me caught up and that kind of thing. Because they're you have Tim Drake, being all like, what the hell? And then you have Dick Grayson, man, you got to tell her, you're Batman. And he's just sitting there, he's traveling somewhere as Bruce Wayne and he's thinking of Selina. He is caught up.
Gord's got a good point, though. He does have a thing for Talia as well.
Okay, so the thing is, in Detective Comics recently, you have a moment where I don't want to give too much away because I want to influence people to just go read it because it is really one of the best things on stands.
In a correct way of saying it without being correctly saying it, just to get intrigued, let's just say there's a little three-way with Batman, Selina, and Talia. Not how you're thinking, but maybe I am.
A little triangle action.
Yes.
Well, I can definitely say that you do have a moment where Selina Kyle and Talia al Ghul are face to face with each other.
And Batman's stuck in the middle with you.
Mm-hmm. Quite literally stuck.
There's a song in there somewhere.
Good wordplay, Rob.
That's right. That girl is poison.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm gonna have Bell
never as they say, never trust a big butt and a smile.
That's right.
We're getting all the 90s references out.
Holy crap.
All right, number 8.
Let's
all
do
I
this.
want to do is room a zoom zoom.
Do you want to and a boom boom?
Exactly.
Woo.
I love that moment with Peter when he was hospitalized in MJ.
Oh, that's an old reference, but yes.
It was only a year ago. Peter and MJ. Peter was in the bed, and MJ and Black Cat are at the end of the bed, and he wakes up for a moment. He goes, "Not this dream again. Be And MJ and Black and Felicia look at each other and go, "How did this nerd land either one of us?"
Face it, Tiger. You hit the jackpot.
Mhm.
It was one of my favorite moments in comics. I was laughing so hard.
Okay, so next one.
Yes, next one.
So when I got into collecting, and the thing is like for me, the collecting part is a factor. I do love the stories, and I'm a writer, so I'm story driven. But there are grails out there. There's some that I am seeking. There's some that I'm still seeking. There's some that I have gotten. One of which that I am still seeking is Superman's girlfriend, Lois Lane, number 70.
Oh.
The first Selena Kyle.
Not the first Selena Kyle.
No, what was it?
The first Silver Age appearance.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Catwoman. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, the first appearance of Catwoman is all the way back in the Golden Age, Batman number 1.
That's what I meant. Silver Age.
Yeah.
With the was it the bat cat cage or something? It was some silly, ridiculous. It's like
of its time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean it was
of
just
its
like
time. Yeah. But I'm still looking. But I got the second Silver Age appearance of Catwoman.
Nice.
Oh,
Lois
nice
Lane, number 71. It is not in the best condition, but it presents well. So.
And you can read it.
Yep.
I love that hashtag stuff at the top. That's so cool. The little grid pattern thing.
Oh yeah, the checkered pattern from back then.
Pattern.
Yeah,
it always grabs your attention.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the kryptonite cage for holding the super pussycat, formerly Superman. Was what it was on the cover of that. Because everybody just has a kryptonite cat cage laying around.
Someday, Lois Lane, number 70, will be mine. We will celebrate the day.
Bad. It's not that expensive a book, really. I mean, depending on what grade you want.
For people in my position, yeah, it's a little bit.
It depends on the grade, obviously. I mean, in the upper grades, it does start to get up there.
Yeah, it will be mine. Oh yes, it will be mine.
The sights are set.
One day it shall be mine.
All right, number 9.
Is it number 9?
Yeah, we just did it. Yep, Silver Age Catwoman was number 8.
And we're counting, and we're counting, and we're counting.
Not unless I counted wrong, Carrie. That's possible too.
That's
I'm
the
double
other thing,
checking.
Mark. It makes no sense, but
I could have forgotten to write one down.
No, you counted right. I'm just sad.
It's a
I picked too many.
For
I
Superman,
picked too many.
Bewitched by Batman's feline foe, the Catwoman's black magic.
Well, see, I wanted to pick something that wasn't DC, but then that.
Buck Rogers, that's a phenomenal choice. I'm impressed.
What, some EC goodness? Excellent choice.
That's right.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna pull this.
Do what you like.
Do.
So I've shown you a little bit of Jim Lee earlier.
Yep.
With Batman, and I would like to show you Jim Lee again. Jim Lee is one of my favorites.
Excellent artist.
And he did work for a while on a little book for Marvel.
No one's ever heard of X-Men.
No. In case you've never heard of X-Men, there's this little book called X-Men. He did his first interior art on X-Men number 248.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's my number 10.
Nice. That's your number 9.
I thought you said no. This is my number 10.
Oh, all right. We'll go with it.
I mean, I could show you another one. I mean, I overpicked.
Oh yeah, pick. Yeah, show some more.
Gary just needs to put the pipe down.
So an extra one would be
Okay,
in honor of, just real quick extra credit here.
Sure.
Okay. In honor of the new Birds of Prey run. Has Harley and Big Barda met up before? Well, yeah, they have.
Holy crap, eh?
Yeah.
Wow.
The first series.
Uh-huh.
The Dodson series.
Put the barcode on a weird angle. That's neat.
There's a lot going on that cover.
Jesus, yeah.
That whole run has some amazing, it's just great covers.
The Dodson covers are amazing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love the Dodsons. They're so good.
Yeah. So Harley Quinn #7, that first solo run.
Nice. All right.
The Carl Kessel run with the Dodson art attached to it. Okay. Book. So there we go. That was my 10+1, but not the 1-1.
Right. All right. So personal story one. Working it up.
I'm still in awe of what this person gave me. And so my boyfriend and I have a mutual friend that I actually met through him. It's one of these, like how we all are, like online community friends, and that kind of thing. And he used to be really big into comics. When I say the dude's been really big into comics, he used to write for some online publications. He worked in comic book shops, was constantly going to cons. He shared, stories with me and everything like that when he found out I was really into comic books. And he, in particular, also found out that I was really in love with Harley Quinn. And was like, yeah, I really love Harley Quinn too, especially the Amanda Conner, Jimmy Palamotti run. And I was like, well, of course, I said how I felt about earlier tonight about the Conner Palamotti run.
Right.
Starting with the New 52 and going into the next cycle after that and everything like that after the reboot. And so he had to get out of comics, had to sell off his collection. And he was just like, I've even got stuff, some really cool stuff from, that's Harley Quinn I'm going to have to sell. And I was like, oh gosh, I hope you can keep some of it, like that really stinks, and he's like, yeah, I've even got some stuff signed by Amanda Conner and Jimmy Palamotti.
Yes. Nice.
And
oh, twinsies. Did
they just become best friends?
Rob doesn't sign though.
No, what are you talking about? It's got like 13 signatures on it right now, buddy.
I've got 3 on this one so far. We've got the Conner and Palamotti, and we got
the Panosian.
Yes.
Yeah, he does the same word bubble.
Okay,
just picks where he's gonna put it. Yeah. I like the placement on mine better than yours. I have to tell you that.
Well, he couldn't put it. He could have. I guess he could have put it up there. There's nothing there, but he had to work around. I think I had taped off spots near their names originally, trying to get them to sign near their names.
Okay.
But then, I forget. Jim Lee went crazy somewhere else, and
Oh gosh, I don't know if I'd be able to speak if I met Amanda Conner, Jimmy Palamotti, or Jim Lee.
Scott Young, Bruce Timm.
I don't know if I'd be able to speak in front of him either.
That's awesome.
Paul Dini, couldn't speak in front of him.
You just stand there with a starstruck eye and you just hand them the book.
They know it's going to be kind of like what it was like for me to meet Alex Kingston from Doctor Who. So that would be rough on me. Is probably just as rough.
2, 3.
So he decided that there was going to be, because my boyfriend and I are into comics, he was going to send us some random stuff that he, and I was thinking, like he had sent me other stuff that was Harley Quinn, like the book I showed earlier from Harley's Black Book, the Darwin Cook one, that was from him as well. But I get this box in the mail, and I'm going through it, and I was told most of the stuff in the box is going to be for my boyfriend. And then I come across this, and I just think I just started crying. Like, I just look at that. I was like, that is Amanda Connor's signature. That is Palamoti's signature. And that's mine. Because he had told me, as far as I knew, he was selling all of those.
Oh.
And so he gave it to me. So
That's
nice.
Very nice.
Because, from one Harley Quinn fan to another,
Right? Keep it in the fandom.
Yeah. But that's...
How many signatures you got on that one, Rob? You counted them?
It's 10 right now.
Well,
how
one of them...
How many people are on that?
Well, there's like down the side, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 listed down the side.
Jesus.
Wow.
And then I've got a couple of them, like Scott Young is not listed on the list, but because he's an interior one that's, he's working with Jim Lee. And
do you have Darwin Cook?
No.
Yeah.
Johnson, LaRue, or Stephen Rue, Stephen Rue, Nosian, Bruce Timm, Scott Young, Palmiotti, Connors, Jim Lee, Scott William, who is that?
You got to put a list on the back.
The list was the last show I went to. Who I was trying to find.
There you go. Yeah,
because Pradmore was supposed to be there, and I couldn't find him at the show. So, but I have it listed in my app.
Well, there you go, Carrie. Now you got some goals. Start hitting some of those cons and get those signatures on that book.
Or just go visit Rob and exchange books.
There,
right? When he's not looking. Right. You did it so easily the first time around. Ha and that's one of the reasons why, like when I got it, my boyfriend's like, oh, you could send that to CBCS and get it graded through them. And I was like, man, I gotta keep this and get more signatures.
Yeah, but
this is one that when you get that many signatures on it, you don't send it to CBCS. You just hold on to the way it is, because
absolutely
at $30 plus a signature, you'll go broke trying to get it authenticated.
Yeah, you just take pictures of them doing the autographs like I do, and then you'll have a whole photograph.
$600 into paying them.
Let's be honest. I'm once I get this one if I ever get it all filled up or whatever, I'm not moving this book. No. That'll be my kid's problem. Right. So
kids' problem, hell, bury it with you.
Yeah, there you go. Now you're talking.
So, we all have that book.
Yeah,
that might be buried with us.
Yeah. Dave Johnson and Chad Hardin were the ones I couldn't make out. So it's Bruce Timm, Amanda Connor, Jimmy Palmiotti, Dave Johnson, Dan Panosian, Jim Lee, Scott Williams, Alex Sinclair, and Chad Hardin, and Bruce Timm. I got Bruce Timm. Yeah.
Nice. All right, Carrie, we're to your spec pick.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So it is hard to go anywhere in a comic world right now without hearing about the Hasbro Energon universe at Image.
Yeah.
I personally have been loving the little bits of G.I. Joe and the Transformers run so much. There is another. See, for me, my spec pick is something that I want to be a spec. Okay? Right. This is something I want to be a spec, and I'm hoping would be a spec because gals like me would love it. Okay? And when I say gals like me would love it, I'm talking about another Hasbro property. A Hasbro property that is probably largely kind of ignored by most people because it's not Transformers or G.I. Joe. I love G.I. Joe. I love Transformers. I played with them as a kid, but you want to know what else I played with?
Show us.
Gem.
I was gonna say Gem and the holograms.
Oh my God.
I worshipped Gem. I worshipped this show. I have 3 of the Dark Gem issues here. It was a 6-parter. I now need the last 3. I have 3 of them here, all Jen Bartel covers.
Nice.
So we got this one. This is part 1. We got part 2, and we got part 3.
Nice covers.
Yes, very nice.
All
Especially
Jen
that second
Bartel.
one I like.
Oh yeah, the this one. The
Almost like a Jenny Frizen there, eh? That's cool.
No,
looks a little bit
love
like
Jen
it, but
Bartel's art.
it is Jen Bartel.
Right.
I'm thinking, guys, Image Comics. I don't know if you're going to see this, but just in case, between me and you, wouldn't it be nice to corner that around 42-year-old woman market in the comic industry? Get that IP.
Yeah.
Put a up and coming female writer, possibly artist as well. Kelly Thompson did it with IDW. If you can't get Kelly back, try someone else.
Kelly Thompson's amazing. She's one of my favorite writers.
Mm-hmm. Well, she's rocking it with Birds of Prey right now. We'll just say that. If you can't get Kelly, you can get someone else. Hey, I'll write it. I'll write it for you, and you'll get a hell of a gem comic. I doubt you would ever pick me, but anyways. Wouldn't it be nice to corner that 42-year-old approximate market of women comic book readers?
Yeah.
I think it would be. Beans, I'm one of them. Please. Hasbro, Image Comics,
Yeah, DVH
Gem and the Holograms.
Zoe Thorogood would nail it.
Hey, he's got a point.
Wow. There you go. There's the spec.
Come on, Image.
You heard it here first.
Right.
Come on, Image. Come on, Hasbro. Let's do this.
Well, I think Gems of Property you will see come back at some point somewhere.
I think so too. I think that the first Gem book did well enough that there's a market there. I think that there's a nostalgia market for it as well. I've been rewatching actually recently. My boyfriend and I, he's seeing it for the first time, but we are doing a watch of the entire series right now.
Nice.
I got the entire series for Christmas from a friend of mine. So yes, the movie was yikes, and we try not to talk about that too much.
That's fair.
I didn't see the movie, so I can't comment if it's good or bad. I have no idea.
I have no idea either. Never saw the show or the movie.
The show definitely is of its time, and you have to understand that it was in 1985, 1986, and it was made for little girls.
Yep.
But it is literally Carrie's first science fiction.
Nice.
Because the concept is these 2 women, their father runs a orphanage for girls and a record company, and he dies suddenly, but leaves them their share of the record company, and they end up finding out he developed this scientific program called Synergy, and Synergy can turn Jerica, which is one of the girls, into Gem.
Wild.
Yeah, it's basically it's like an AI hologram generator. Is Synergy.
It's a neat premise.
So it was my first science fiction. I'm 42, so you can do the math.
Right.
How old I was in 1986. They had dolls, because of course it was all about the cartoon and the toy line with the cartoon. Well, the toy line that's developed, and then the cartoon that gets developed to go with the toy line.
Well, they could get them and Josie and the Pussycats and have them go against each other.
You know what? As long as it gets me some gem comics.
I'm sorry to bounce. I got to run to another meeting. So,
No problem.
you guys have a great day. Thanks for coming on, Carrie. It was great to meet you.
It was great to see you again.
Bye.
Nice, but no, that good pick. And we haven't had any gem comics on the channel before, so I love seeing that too. I know she had a run probably 6 or 7 years ago with one of the independent companies, like IDW, like a kids run or something.
Yeah.
There was you have the IDW main run.
There was a really cool roller skating cover where it was like motion.
And then you have kind of like the all ages comic. And one of the all ages comics is really cool. Like if you're into D&D, like they play D&D in the comic.
Oh, okay. Nice.
That's cool.
All right. Well, great books, Carrie. That was a lot of fun and some good DC goodness. And love the personal story. Always nice. But yeah, that was great. I'm gonna throw a quick plug in here. If you guys know what happens after my show is Marcus has a little show called FOC and Chill. So here, before we go around the horn and see what we all got coming up, here's a little plug from Marcus.
What's up, comic book players and players? It's a pimp named Slaughter here, and you are watching the 1011 with Gary B, the casual comic guy and the keepers of the cash. I'm just coming through to let you know that tonight after the show at 8:30 p.m. Central Time over at Circumstances on YouTube, we'll be doing another episode of FOC and Chill. Link to join the stream will be in the chat. And as always, the audience will decide, will we talk about FOC or will we talk about some other randomness in the comic book community? Hope to see you there.
All right, so everyone head on over and watch Marcus after. I will be getting ready to go to work for midnight tonight.
Holy cow, night shift man.
I work 12 to 8, so like on Tuesdays I barely get any sleep. I'll go when I go to pick my kid up. I'll just go to his bus stop. I'll park the car and I'll just sleep until he comes to the car.
Oh wow! That's why you're able to do some of those like early morning stuff like on Saturday that you've done before.
Yeah.
It's
coming in the door.
Yeah, but great stuff. So let's start with you, Carrie. What have you got coming up?
I am currently working on something that I'm doing on the channel that's going to involve the 30 episodes to make a Whovian.
Okay.
Those of you that don't know, I am a huge Doctor Who fan.
This I know.
And if you are not aware, I am a huge Doctor Who fan. Huge, big, humongous. And one of the things that I've done in the past is I have personally gotten a lot of people to watch Doctor Who, gotten them into it. And I know that one of the barriers to people getting into one of the best shows ever is the fact that it's been going on for so long and that people are like, I don't know where to start. It's been going on since 1963. November 23rd, 1963. What am I going to do? Okay. So what I do is I tell people, and this is what the program is going to be about, is taking just episodes from the 2005 reboot season on to now. The 30 episodes or arcs to make a Whovian. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about each of them so that you can go out and you can watch them or watch most of them or watch some of them and decide if you too are prepared to be a Whovian, and hopefully I can get that done in time for the next season to start.
Eccleston was my favorite. I was sad he only did one season.
Which one?
I think Eccleston.
Oh, Eccleston. Yeah,
Eccleston,
Chris Eccleston.
Mm-hmm. You know, that was my favorite.
He did one season. He did it in the thought process is he wanted to do it because he wanted to work with Russell T Davies. Then he goes and he works with Russell T Davies, who was the head show writer at the time and has now since come back, and decided he didn't like how things were going. They were kind of like contrasting, and it wasn't working out for him. And that's pretty much why that went away. Why he decided not to do it again.
I said it's too bad because I really did like that one.
But you know what? He left and we got David Tennant, which is my favorite.
And him and Billy Piper were just so good together.
Mm-hmm. Both of them with Billy Piper. Geez, Rose.
Yeah, Rose was great.
Rose is not my favorite companion, but I very much love Rose. My favorite companion is Donna Noble, for those Whovians that happen to be in the chat.
The old black and white ones are funny, though, because they do the same thing like with Star Trek, where like if they're like something's pinning them, they're actually holding it there because it's like a big piece of styrofoam.
Right.
Yeah, it's just fun.
Well, you know what really stinks about some of those older episodes is that back in the day, the BBC had this practice of reusing tape.
Right.
So they would either destroy or record over old episodes. And so there are some episodes that just don't exist anymore.
Lost in time, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And DVH is Amy Pond fan.
I love Amy Pond,
Rose,
mostly.
Amy and Sierra. Or Clara. I'm sorry, not Sierra, Clara.
Rose, oh gosh, Amy Pond. I love Amy Pond, but it's mostly for her husband, Rory Williams, and that dynamic between the two of them, and how, you know, especially for the Whovians in the chat, the Angels Take Manhattan episode, where it's, you know, Amy Pond's like, well, they can't have them because I say so, you know, and the whole Last Centurion storyline with Rory, where he waits 2,000 years to keep her safe. It's just like, oh, yeah. The Whovians in the chat know exactly what I'm talking about when I say the angels, the weeping angels, the Last Centurion, the girl who waited. Yeah.
And now, guys, her links are in the description below. So to keep up with all this Doctor Who stuff, sub Carrie up and watch for those episodes to come out.
Mm-hmm. And also, I do comic book reviews, and book reviews, movie reviews, commentary, and also the author tube stuff.
And DVH says the Last Centurion made Rory and Amy make sense. Mm-hmm. And Milt's a big Whovian too, so you got a lot of Who fans in the chat. Now, Steve, what's coming up with it for you, sir?
I only watched the Doctor Who in the 80s. It was that dude with the fro and the colorful scarf that he wore. That was the
Tom Baker.
Tom Baker.
Is that who that is?
He just turned 90.
That was the one I remember.
Tom Baker really was mostly in the 70s, but what you probably caught was the PBS reruns.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't get over those Daleks with a toilet plunger sticking out of the front of them. Those things just killed me every time. But you got to just roll with the effects, like Mark said. You know, like you got to look past all that. It was a cool show, and the premise of it was awesome.
There's a funny short that just recently came out that kind of like makes a joke and explains the whole toilet plunger thing.
Right.
And it's on YouTube. I'm sure it's hilarious if you ever are interested.
I got to check that out. So I'm doing the Voices Choices tomorrow for the new comic book day. My Mondays. So Mondays and Wednesdays are the days that I'm putting out videos. So Monday I'm doing my G.I. Joe, my 1 through 155 currently. I've got a bunch of episodes banked there. So when I've been sick, it's been great because I could just post up one of the old videos that I'd already done. And now I'm getting into book reviews because Evil Mike has got this whole thing with the Dark Tower series. And we're reading, there's a group of us, we call ourselves the 1919 Quartet. And we're reading through each one of these books. And then we're going to do a review. I think it's February the 3rd. It's a Saturday. At 9 p.m. We're going to go on live, and then we're going to discuss the Gunslinger to start with, and then we'll go through all of the books. And we've got a nice group of people. Some of us are OGs that have read this thing since it came out, and then
if my boyfriend is still awake, he would be into it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see the opinion. I actually envy those ones that haven't read it, and they get to enjoy this for the very first time, and I get to see their reactions to.
And that'll be on Evil Mike's channel.
Yeah, Evil Mike. He's doing this one. So I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be fun. So I've already read it once. I'm just going through it again now, and I'm putting all these little Post-its in there with my little notes and stuff so that I can be prepared.
Of course.
And
Yeah.
that's what's going on with the voice. All right.
All right.
Gary,
And
what you
coming
up
up for me in 2 nights' time, we have the one and only Bobby De La Ghetto making his second appearance on the 1011.
What?
And then
I love Bobby.
Tuesday, we have Philtastic Comics and Art on the 1011. So we got some fun stuff coming up. Of course, we'll have part 2 of The Brule the Spear Slayer this Saturday for Savage Saturday Comic Review. So we got some fun stuff coming up. Saturday, Sunday. Well, in Thursday, we got a new community sizzle reel coming up on the 1011 as well that I just got in my email tonight. So,
Very cool.
Check it out, guys. Everyone's promoting themselves. It's been a lot of fun getting the videos and seeing people have fun with expressing themselves and why people should go to their channels. It's been really, really cool. So, and to close out, if you guys want to be featured on one of my videos and shout yourself out, shoot a 45 second reel of who you are, why people need to go to your channel, sub it up, and it'll get played, and I'll promote you. You just got to send it to me. I know, DVH. Not calling you out, buddy. But so just another way that I can help the community out. So hopefully it catches on and people's keep sending videos in. We've had a decent response so far. But otherwise, I want to thank my guest Carrie for coming on again. Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to thank my co-host Steve. And also, though, we got to thank our audience. We had a great audience tonight, an active audience, and the chat was popping. So thank you all in the chat. We certainly appreciate your time with us on the channel. Please go sub up these fine people. Links are in the description below. And as I like to end all these things, keep it casual.